the very first way was that I was a reader for one of my friends' auditions for Fonny, and that's how I found out about it. And I remember looking at the character description for Tish and being like, but that's me. I need to be auditioning for this. So that's how it began. That was the first time that I reached out to my agent about it. And I had just moved to LA. And so it ended up being a few weeks later that I got my manager and then got the audition with the manager in LA. And then here I am. Tish just has this just sweetness about her, this innocence about her that's what drew me to Tish, because growing up in that type of environment and, you know, not really having any money and just things that the Black community was dealing with at that time, for her to still have that sweetness and that innocence and to not have been hardened like a lot of girls in the hood are hardened, that's what attracted me to the role. And like, to me, that's like what drives Tish, is just that natural, just innocence and sweetness that she has, that her family and everyone around her encourages and nurtures. I think a lot of it comes from her family, the way that they love on her and allow that love to thrive. Because like I said, I feel like in those types of environments, that's one of the things that oftentimes are looked at as a weakness, but for Tish, it's her strength and becomes the strength of those around her. I think that love that she has, that, you know, gentle wonder, I think is how, you know, she's described. I think that is a source of strength and encouragement and light for the whole family. I feel so very blessed, because I think a lot of people are unaware that he even wrote something like this. But when you read it, it's this beautiful love story, but still so very much James Baldwin, the way that he describes what's going on in the community and describes, you know, Black and white relationships and even relationships within the Black community. So how he interweaves that into the story, but is still a love story. Like, that is never, you know, outweighed by all of the injustices and everything that he does still talk about in that very just smart James Baldwin way. So I feel so blessed to be a part of bringing that side of James Baldwin to a much bigger screen that a lot of people, unless you've read, you know, some of these novels, just don't know. Working with Stephan and Barry has been wonderful, because, like I said, this is my first, you know, major thing, first time spending this much time on a set, and so they've just been so helpful with teaching me and giving me room to learn and make silly mistakes that somebody who's never really filmed anything would make. Yeah, they just are so patient with me. And I just feel this genuine warmth from them, this genuine desire, you know, to see me do well, and not from a point of like, Parris, like, girl, you're leading my film, like, you got to get it together. And Stephan's opposite me, like, girl, you can't be making me look bad. But just really wanted to see me shine and grow as an artist has been like my favorite thing about working with them. And Barry's always talking about, like, we're gonna keep it real chill, it's gonna be real chill today. And he really does a good job of doing that. So I don't feel, you know, all this pressure of like, I'm leading this thing and it's from my perspective and I'm working like almost like I had one off day. Like, I don't feel any of that pressure. And so Barry does a good job of like keeping that off of me. Like, girl, one day at a time.